Hello to all traders. This is Victor here from Trendfolding Trading for Beginners. And in today's episode, I want to talk about 20 things you can learn from your trading mistakes. Coming up next. Hi, welcome back everybody. What prompted today's podcast basically is just some conversation I have had over email and text with some traders, friend of mine, and they, like other traders, they start from the beginning and they have a bit of issues and have problems, and some of them consistently having similar issue. I just like to come up with 20 things that basically help them out. Those are from my experience, and they are of course not unique to me. They are, I think, common to quite a lot of different traders I talk to as well. Successful or not, they all have issues, and it's good to actually learn from the mistakes of yourselves as well as from others. And the whole idea of this podcast is basically learning from mistakes and learn how to become better. So I put this podcast together. There's 20 things I want to put out there so that everybody can learn a bit from it. But I just want to split it into two parts so I can spend more time on each of the podcasts about it. So this is a part one, which have 10 mistakes. First common mistake basically I come to know personally. So this is my experience. It's nothing new, I think. And I keep on repeating those mistakes and until I really learn something. So here we go. First one, I think, most of it, all this mistake I'm talking about here, most of it's already talked about in podcast, but I just like to put it together here. So first one, of course, is the trading general. People in general, I don't know, for one way or another, especially when you start, they haven't got any system, formula, whatever. They just, do on a hunch. They don't write things down. I think that's the first things, and they don't have a trading journal. For me, trading journal is not just to record trades, but also about the emotion and the reason why you trade and so forth. I mean, the statistics, why the numbers, like when to buy, when to sell, how much you buy, how much you sell, what method you use, those kinds of things. You can fill that in later on. You look back on exactly from your maybe the trading software you use online, saying online brokers you use. They probably have some statistics that they keep to tell you when they buy and sell, some histories, which you can think back, which you can put back into your journal, and then you can do some other stuff like what is the win rate, lose rate, and how much your biggest win on average, bigger losses on average, those kind of stuff. So those things you can find on YouTube quite easily, and you can put them all together. But the main thing, first thing is you must write something down. Whatever you make a trade, you must write something down, and however small, write something down first. Keep track of it. It's a habit that takes time to build. But mostly people out there just talk about analysis of your trades, statistics and stuff. They don't talk enough about the emotion. Why you take a trade is very, to me anyway, as you develop, is fundamental. So since you start learning to trade, you might as well write those things down, not just numbers, but the reason behind it. And this trading journal become your diary. So part of it is, of course, tracking what you trade and stuff, but also your emotion each day when you do your trading. So what I did over time, previously I don't even write anything down, and then so I start writing things down at night. When I review my past trade, I found inadequate informations like, why do I trade certain trades? Sometimes I don't write them down. Then after that, and then what happened between trades? I look at some of my old days trades, and there are lots of things that happen. Happen maybe at home, happen maybe to yourself, to your job, and also maybe happen outside in the international arena, and that might affect the news. That might affect your trading. And I found that once I wrote all things down, it helps me, how I can, how all the news out there and things that affect me around me affect my trading and how I think. A lot of time I got, pardon to say, I got chicken shit basically, because really scared of losing, especially when I got a bit of money in the trade, and I just basically want to take it. And then when I reviewed the trade and found if I have leave them alone for a bit more and following my systems, I will have captured a lot more trade. But to me at the time, let's say you start with £1,000 in your account or something, and you win it on a trade, you win about 500-600 quid, and you thought, wow, that's a lot, and you want to quickly capture that profit, so to speak. But a couple of my trades at the start, I really remember, especially the gold trade. If I have left it for another 2 weeks or so, I would have captured a bit more, like 70-80%. Unfortunately, I didn't, so I got my 70-80%. Once I did another trade, stock trade, that actually, if I have left it for a couple more months, I got like double the money. But again, I was so scared of losing money. I basically become what I'm scared of. I lost money because all those money, potential money, that I can gain a lot more. I can put in my pocket. I lose those because I was too scared of losing what I have in hand. Those kind of things. And also some news that might affect you, especially like what happened now last 2 months or so since March, what's happening around the world, also now coronavirus lockdown. How does that affect you? How does that affect you emotionally? Does that force you to do, because you feel bored and you just want to take a trade, that kind of things? What happens in between trades? Does you feel that you've been forced to take, you on yourself feel bored and then force a trade or something, which is one thing, which is the next thing. You're forcing trade and so forth. So this human emotion basically causes a lot of issue. And to me, trading is not just about the numbers of risk margin stuff, but also management about yourself, your own emotional trading, and how your emotional account is being kept up to date, so to speak. So forcing trade, that's definitely bad. Emotional trade, that's bad. And also boredom, when you like lockdown now, you got nothing to do, stay at home. Some of you because have no income, because your job requires you to be out there facing people, but because of lockdown, you are not able to do that anymore. And you become quite emotional, worry about where you can feed yourself and stuff, where you get the money to feed yourself. And yeah, through trading is one of the main things that trader, of course, can do to get money. But rather than waiting for a trade, because you got that sense of urgency to make money to feed yourself, you're forcing trade. It happens. Okay, same thing as boredom. When you nothing much going on, you just feel the same thing again and again. It's just really boring. Who says you got to definitely make money every day? You don't. Trend following here, essentially, we're not doing day trading. You can use the same stuff I said before, for doing 200 periods over 500 periods. I think whatever periods, 1 minute or 1 hour, 2 hours. It's up to you. It's fine. However, the trend following being in itself is for capturing big long trend. Big long trend comes a lot more slower, takes time to develop, and it takes weeks, months, maybe years. And because you're bored, you're forcing things, and you don't follow your rules. That's another main issue for me. So that's already a couple of things here. So you have trading general issue, and second is forcing trade, the emotional trade, bottom trade. And of course, the other big bugbear for me is risk management. All this is all because you don't have a system, which I'm talking next. But first of all, risk management is, I think it's even before the system management, if you got a system or not. If you try to bet, let's say you flip a coin, whatever coin you have in your pocket, just guess head or tail. And if you go for it every time, you can go bust on the first toss, okay? And or you can eventually you let's say you guess head and tail comes. Eventually, because you bet everything, you lose all your money. Even if you put like 20% or something down for each bet, 5 consecutive straights of losing trades, you will lose money. So for example, I would suggest you go and flip a coin, flip it 100 times, record every result, do that over a month, do one every day. And you then quickly realize, this is very random. And that's using a fair coin, 50% chance of head, 50% chance of tail. And you see the strings of winnings as well as strings of fails. So in this case, strings of heads, strings of tails. How often it happens? Head is a win, tail is a failure or a loss, and you quickly realize, it's spread all over the place. You get strings of different heads and tails and different lengths and things like that. And if you bet 20%, that it happens 5 or 6 times, it can happen that you're constantly getting a tail. I can't get wiped out. But if you trade, let's say one, maybe the maximum 5%, it's very difficult. I haven't seen, what I said in my podcast before, I haven't done, flip a coin and constantly have 10 or even, I think maximum was about 12 something before. Let's say you lose, let's say 5%, you have to have, you bet 5% on each trade, and you basically flip your coin. Rarely I've seen, I haven't even found it myself doing that with 20 straight tails, 20 straight losses, that means, okay? And so you have every chance to make your money back if you, or basically you have every chance to stay in the market to make your money back, however big or small, if you keep your risk low. So maximum 5% is very good. As you grow and develop, your account grow bigger, and losing 5% could be quite a lot of money. Slowly you can risk maybe 1%, maybe 2%. And those are the type of things you need to learn, and you have the risk management. But from new starter, I always say, risk as little as you can, because your first couple of years is it's a learning time, and you want to risk as little as you can. So I say 1%. And for that you say, okay, I'm not making money, it's too boring. But the main thing here is not about making money. The main thing here is about doing things right. That is, in this case, risk management. Do your risk management correctly. Think of like myself, engineering. Okay, I might go in engineering because it paid better when back in the 80s and some when I first started university stuff in the early 90s. But as time goes on, things changes. Okay, so go to become software, and I changed my view and do a lot more software modules in my engineering, and I become a software engineer afterwards. But at the start, I never thought of I can make money while I'm making or I am doing the degree in university in UK. It's just like any other profession. When you're first starting, let's say you want to become a great chef and make loads of money, like Gordon Ramsay and things like that. Do you actually think of the money? Yeah, that is the pool to become the best in catering or whatever, hotels and stuff, and dinner and things, cooking. But when you're learning, you are supposed to concentrate on the method, learn and take the experience. You will face many failures, and sometimes your dream might never happen until much later in your life. But at the start, you always have a constant aim. But the money never come until at the end of the rainbow, so to speak, after you slug it through for a long time, after university, after your training, after you're working, after you lose experience, and you make something and you lose something. It takes time. So first couple of years for me, it basically is what I call the training wheel for new traders, and risk should be risk as little as you can. I know there's urge to try to make money quickly, making one big goal, like buying a lottery, £1 or whatever, $1, and you win a couple of millions. It could happen, but how many people buy a lottery and never win every week? You just think of statistics so low, but you can change the statistics to to be more in your favor if you do certain strategy, but also you manage your risk properly. The main thing here, the risk management here, is enable you to take every signal from your system. And if you run out of money, you cannot trade. So when you run out of money, especially when you're running, you can't do anything. Even if the market or your signal give you the choice to do something, you basically say, oh, I would like to get in the market, but I hope I've got a dollar or 1,000 quid that I can go in the market and trade. But you lost everything. And you only realize that when you blow a couple of accounts and you come back and sit down and say, if I want to continue, how best I can avoid this. And so risk management for me is important. Then, of course, next is risk management. You have to do it consistently, so therefore you have to have a system, a way of doing things. So system obviously is not just about risk management, but like how to get in, how to get out, when you get in, when you get out of a win or you get out of a loss, how much you risk this time, the risk management I just talked about, and how you pull your stop loss in, and how you have a trading stop loss, those kind of things. And that's a system, and it's fixed, and you're not going to change it, okay, once you establish a system. So I've always said this before and go back again. Go read about McDonald's. Go learn about McDonald's or any other established company that has a franchise elements in it. So I think go and watch something called The Founders. I think it's talk about McDonald's. There's a scene there where the McDonald brothers show the people how they make the burgers, okay? How, it's quite robotic in a way. And they've got a couple of, 10 or 20 youngsters, chugging out hamburgers very quickly, at a very cheap rate. But everything is consistent. Everything is certain method. Everything's only one way or the other way. That's it. You don't move. You don't change. There's a systems that produce a average hamburger, and that is what McDonald's do best, or even Domino Pizza, whatever, Dunkin' Donuts, whatever. They all have their secret recipes. People talk about the ingredients stuff, but what makes them great business is the method. It's not just about the ingredients, it's the method, how they're handling the business, how they do things every time. So whoever buying the franchise can consistently produce an average hamburger because they follow some rules, those rules set by McDonald's, and they all work. I know it's a bit boring, especially for software engineer like myself, people like the fixing DIY, they have their own systems. I must do it that way. Yeah, fine. While you coming up with the systems, your system you can buy from somebody else or create it yourself. But once you have a system in place, don't fiddle with it. You spend all this time, thousands of hours perhaps, 100 hours perhaps, and you do your back testing and forward testing while you test small with real money, small little money in the market. Once you come with something that you're comfortable, stick with it. Risk management, how much you trade, when you trade, which market you trade, how you handle errors, problems, those kind of things. It is slowly dawn on you over time. You find out to be a consistent trader, you need to do things consistently. So like me doing software development, later on moved to software support and software design, so forth. In software support, I see lots of problems which I think can be addressed if you design properly. And in end-to-end design, what I do is, because I've been supporting so many things and I've done developing as before, if things are not documented properly or communicated properly, not properly, then of course your production, whatever software you produce, is bad. And also, if you have a certain methodology, you can cover a lot of errors and stuff. So this is what I always see. And so the system will basically help you to produce consistent result. Now, that consistent result could be failures here, even just like software development, but at least it's a constant type of problem, and you can fix it through your methodology. We fix it how you do things. But once you fix it, that problem is gone. Maybe some other problem comes in. But there's only so many problems you can fix, okay, in any systems, in any, even a company, running company, all sorts of things. That's my belief. So once you fix your problem, stick with it. Stick with it. Doesn't mean that you follow certain step, problem doesn't happen, black swan event to happen, just like back here in the real world, how do you know Saudi Arabia and Russia have a spat about oil reduction, cutting the oil production, and hurting around oil price around the world to negative. Have you ever heard of negative crude oil? I mean, that's for the American WTI crude oil. I never heard of that before, but those kind of things happen. But they happens few and far between. But if you have a system, deal with it. If the price gone down and you are long on oil, for example, and the price keep on going down, get out. And one of the main problem people is doing things is maybe they have a way to on the crude oil trade. Maybe they have a way to catching a falling knife, but I never do catch falling knife. One of my episodes already said that, because it might never come back. It might continue to fall and keep on losing money. So your system's supposed to do with that. If your system say, okay, only buy if it's up to this price or this level, then you only buy. Otherwise, you can either stand aside or short the market. And those are the system parameters and what you need to do. So it's very important to follow your system. That's just my take on it. And let's say this is seldomly talked about as well, is when you making money. Okay. So when you're making money, you basically you put your guard down, and you forget to stick with system sometimes. A lot of times, especially when you make lots of money, you feel like God. You feel like, wow, I can make our own rules, because everything you do, even sometimes you have those things happen. We all have it, that you don't follow your rules and you make money. Again, you don't follow your rules, you make money. Then you go back to following your rules, you make money. And then you go out again to follow the rules, and you saw something you like, and you just want to, bet on it or something. And again, you make money out of it. And you over time, when that happens, which happens to a lot of traders, they think they can create their own rules, and things happens make you drop your guard. And once you drop your guard, a lot of things can happen, and suddenly just knock you to success, so to speak. And it's not good at all if that happens, if you don't watch what you're doing. So think of too much success is also bad, as well as too much failure, you have too much losses. And in this case, when you make too much money, it clouds your mind. Like I said, you think you're God. You can basically earn lots of money very quickly. You overtrade, and you actually make a lot of money during that time. And that's especially dangerous. You make those money, and you throw on your rules, which you take hours and hours, months to put them together. And the market keep on feeding you with positive result. That is, keep on giving you the money. You keep on making money, irrespective you following your rules or not. And then suddenly one black swan event happened, boom, you lose everything, or lost quite a big chunk of your account, all because you were too your success have flooded your mind, and you think you can change things. Okay, remember we're talking about statistics here with a constant systems. Just think of McDonald's. If McDonald's don't have systems, and all franchises have their own little thinking, or not have strong rules, and all franchises have little thinking, say I can do this, I can do that, and change the method slightly. Yeah, and once they've done that, every company of the McDonald's franchise produce slightly different hamburgers. Some may be better than others, and it's not consistent anymore. So you go into McDonald's, you suddenly finding people put some extra sauce on McDonald's burgers and stuff, or others just miss out something and change it to some other sauces. There won't be a consistent result anymore. Okay, you might have people really loving it some places, but if you do that all the time, suddenly you change, and people suddenly don't like whatever you put in a burger, and people just don't turn up anymore because you change your sauce. And then you have to forced to go back to your old system way, but you already changed the method. And when McDonald's get to know it, you probably get fired, and you lose your franchiseeship, kind of things like that. And that's no good. And retail trader, basically, a lot of times, like myself, I've gone through it, that you think you can make money by not following your systems. It can happen sometimes, and you basically let winnings, cloud your judgment. And those are especially dangerous times. Remember this, we are here to do statistical trading. When your system say go and trade, you have a system that have positive edge, you do it long enough over time, you make money. And consistent money by doing consistent things, like I said. And so you have a winning streak that clouded your judgment, and you start not following your rules. Over time, one way or another, you get kicked out of kick in your teeth. Your account get decimated by some sudden event. So that's another thing that people need to watch out. Winning is good. Everybody want to make money, but winning too much, you then suddenly cloud your mind, your judgment get a bit haywire. You think you can make your own judgment, do whatever. Something that unexpected happens, and voila, you lose quite a bit of money. And that causes a lot of emotional pain, and have to pick yourself up again, those kind of stuff. So be careful of it. Next to it, of course, is also very common to people is unrealistic expectation. They might follow, maybe new traders especially get sucked into the financial industry because there's some advertisements say, or like YouTube, you find how I turn $1,000 into $130,000 trading, 2 weeks or something. There's some kids actually doing that, and they don't use risk management correctly, and yeah, they make the money. But does that person constantly come up with that? Turn £1,000 into 20,000 or sort of things. It hardly happens all the time, and it causes issues. And then they won't tell you about it, of course. When they blow up, they only tell you how great they are, and that causes a lot of people think is an unrealistic expectation. And so a lot of people suck into the systems and think, okay, I can make double my money in the financial market within a year, within 6 months. And it is unrealistic to me. It takes time to make your money slowly, and if you got a good system. But to actually expecting to win, very quickly and turn your account into double your money, it's the wrong mindset to have. It is totally wrong. That is that for me. So unrealistic expectation is something another killer. So there's some mistakes that you can learn from it. But whatever I say so far, you will only find out all these problems. You write things down. The other thing is doing the review of your past trade. No point writing things down and don't review. Okay, so I have to emphasize that. Remember, write things down, not just the numbers, but also how you feel at the time, and you must review. If you don't review, you have every chance of not learning anything, because we are, in a way, to me, we are human of habits. We do things again and again and again, and if you find you have bad habits, so long as you're writing down, people keep on telling you, in this case yourself, writing things down, and you review it and keep on showing yourself, you can pick up some of all these bad habits that a lot of us have. I mean, all these things, the 10 things I'm talking about this morning, is from my own personal experience. So here you have it. So remember, you review things, okay? And a lot of people, that's another thing. So that's 6 things, okay? The number 7 thing is people have this misunderstanding that successful trader means they trade every single day. Now I'm talking about having a system that gives you signals, and you take every signals. And I'm assuming you have a system that has positive, expectation in your system, and you make money that way. Okay, but you consistently take a trade from your system signals, and that's fine. But the problem is, your system might not even give out a signal every day. It might only give a signal once a blue moon. Some system might be only give it once a month or a couple of times a year. What are you doing in between? Especially long-term trader, long-term systems. In between, you want to fiddle. Especially a new trader, they feel bored. Like I said before, and they believe you need to trade to become a successful trader. No, you don't. Successful trader like Jim Roger, he said it quite well in some of his interviews on YouTube. Try to dig out his YouTube videos and look at it. He said, I think one of the videos actually said, like, I just go and wait until the market give me giving me a profit, or so to speak, something like a hanging fruit. He just go there, all he had to just go and pluck it up from the tree and just take the money. He wait for the things to happen, and that doesn't happen, all the time. But when it happens, he go in big. That's his systems, and come out quickly, and got his money and walk away. And that's what he do. That's his system. But it shows that he doesn't trade every day. Look at Warren Buffett. Does he buy a new business every year? No, really. Or every month? No. he might have a look at it once a month or something, just to make sure everything is he's on top of things and so forth. And he probably watch some business out there that he's got to like to buy, like for example watching Apple or banks or airlines or something. And you think about it, watching his statistics, watching his all these companies reports and stuff, and then go in. But it's doing that few and far between throughout the year. But successful trader, again, I say they don't necessarily trade every day. However, the financial environment make you feel that a successful trader, you trade every day. Especially, nothing against day traders. That's just one way of making money from the market. But as a trend follower, that day trading mindset make you think, I need to trade every day. I need to make 200 quid every day. No, trend following doesn't. Remember what trend following does. We wait for a trend to happen, and then we jump on a trend, and we wait for the trend to finish its things, and we get out of a trend. So we never get in from the top at the start of a trend. We never get out at the end of the trend. We only get in and out when something already happens, when the trend already shows you there's a trend, so get in. So you never get in, right at the very bottom. And the trend when you get out, you'll probably have reversed quite a bit, and then your system says, okay, get out. And so you never get out, right at the very top. So you always capture the meat of a trend, and trend takes time to develop. So the fallacy of people might be thinking, nothing against day traders or fast traders or whatever, swing trader out there, but as trend following, it does cloud your judgment. Give you a misconception that I need to trade every day. No, the idea here is to make money. The idea here is look at what the company total trader. Okay, look at the symbol out there. It's a turtle. For Chinese, it means longevity. Turtle, long life. But also means to me anyway, doing things slowly. Okay, one step at a time. Okay, and you don't have to, run fast. You just have to do one bit at a time, and over time you make money, and sticking your system and so forth. But a trend, okay, for me anyway, it takes time to develop. So to actually think of, I can jump in and out very quickly, make money very quickly, and how to trade every day, go against the grain of trend following. I said before, yeah, you can use trend following methodology for day trading, but you're talking about, capturing a minute amount of money from a big long trend, if there's a big trend, okay? And you people have to go in and out in another market. You think you have to do some work every day to actually make some money. Because that's what we do in our day working. We have to go to a job, spend 9 to 5 hours, 9 o'clock to 5 in the early evening, and come home and do that 5-6 days a week to exchange basically your time with money. The trend following is not like that. You go in, you might have a certain amount of time to do it. Like for me, for example, I have a certain amount of time. At least I put at least 1 hour, maybe 2 hours aside, just do my analysis, check the market and stuff, and I come up with a list of buy, sell, or get on market or stand sell something I watch. That's it. Okay, and that time could be, at times that could be mean doing nothing. The system is working, or system got you out of the market. You don't do anything. You don't do everything. Don't do anything at all. You stand aside. Sometimes it's like that. The main thing is, you don't have to trade every day. As a trend following, you don't trade every day. So beware of that. And when you feel the urge to actually trade every day and so forth, go out, have a beer. Go out, do some running. Go out and clean your garden. Cut the grass. Clean your car. Your method in trend following sense is not a day trading methodology. It's long-term in nature, and it takes time to develop and takes time to actually things happen. Remember what Jesse Livermore said. Go and read his book. He always said this, and it always stick to my mind. The way he make money is not the doing; it's the waiting. Waiting for the trend to develop, waiting for the opening, so to speak. And once he go in, he wait for that trend to complete itself, and he get out. and he's always waiting. He makes money by sitting on his butt. Okay, look at what you call Davis. Okay, Davis basically is trade. He's a dancer and he's making money. But does he trade every day? No. He was running around, doing his dancing appointment around the world. Nicholas Davis, yeah. And he trading, maybe using the old Barron's magazine. He's not doing day trading, but he makes money. And that's those kind of things that I think we need to understand. You don't have to go in the market every day. Give you a policy to think about it. You have to go in the market every day. So remember this: we're not day trading, and we take a long-term view about trading. This is why I think trend following is especially suited for people for the pensions. Have a long-term view in mind. You don't really want to get in and out all the time, especially for the SIP and ISA that we do in UK. For our own individual trading account as well as a pension that we self manage. Every time you go in and out, it costs money. It's not like Forex. Forex is not part of that. And for long-term trading, which you can make money over years, methodology using trend following is good from my point of view. But that forces you to take a long-term view. It forces you not to do trade every day. You might look at every day, but that sort of hypnotize you. You look at every day just to keep track of things. You don't have to trade every day, do you? And that's what trend following is about. And this is why I think, and I'm using it myself about my own pension and making money that way. Slow but steady. Okay? The other thing now is quite different. Is talking about blowing up your account. Each one of us, while we grow, inevitably we blow up quite a bit of money. I call that tuition fees. And it's inevitable that each one of us will fail. Just like riding a bicycle, swimming when first time. It does take time to learn things. So when you are learning, put some protection things on. In trading, the protection thing is, for me anyway, is to lose very small while you're learning. So when you fall down, when you blow up your account, a couple of thousand quid, quite a lot of money for a lot of people. But, try to bit small, trade small, and make your couple of £1,000 account last a bit longer. But you inevitably will still blow up. But when you blow up, because you didn't follow your system, there's some black swan event that happens, you need to come back and, step back and review. And to ask yourself this: am I still have a passion for this trading thing? I call trend following, or whatever method you use. You still want to make money out of the market. You still want to have control of your own life. You not necessarily have to be in trading. It could be a business. It could be an online business. It could be anything that make money on the side rather than day-to-day job or something. But you need to ask yourself: is this what I want to do? And when you blow up, okay, those are time to think and regroup. So don't scared of broke. I can't blow up. I think I remember on I don't know, some BBC or some other videos I watch on YouTube, that successful people that with millionaires and stuff, make money and stuff. They have, I think, Rich Dad say that, Rich Dad Poor Dad, Moro Kiyosaki say that, successful people that have always have blown up a couple of accounts, a couple of business in this case. Okay, they have business failures. The business failure make them better because they have done, fail for whatever reason, and if they have learned from their failures, they make, the experience help them. The failing experience actually help them to become better system owner, business owner. And from, I think, what Robert was saying in some of his videos, that people that back businesses, some of the people don't even back businesses if they haven't failed before, because they don't know how to pick themselves up, how to see, there's holes on the floor and they step on it. If they don't have experience, they just hurt themselves. So don't think blowing up account is a very bad thing. So long as you keep the blow up small. It's never nice to lose money, but don't lose your sight. Continue and think and regroup and review. Why you blow your account? Is it because you don't have a methodology, you don't have a system, you risk too much, you don't write things down? It could be a combination of those, or maybe you win suddenly so much money, you didn't follow your rules, boom, something happens and you got kicked. Okay? So when your account is down, when your account is blown up, it's time to restock and rethink and ask yourself, am I still wanting into this trading business? And you regroup, and you and I, all the traders out there probably have blown up accounts. We lick our wounds. Some of us take a bit longer. It doesn't matter. It takes a bit longer. It's fine. As long as you never give up, always come back. Learning anything require you to keep on trying, keep on failing. And Robert Kiyosaki, one of his faves, also saying that as well. How to become better? Fail faster. So you become better in trading, fail more. Keep track of things, relearning, and improve yourself, and keep on trying, keep on moving forward, and never give up. Keep on trying, keep on trying, keep on trying. Some of us learn faster than others. It's inevitable. Some of us are good at trading, some are not. But I do simply believe if you follow a consistent method, you and I can make some money out of the market, definitely. Now, to make $1 billion or $1 million, it requires some work. But, millions is not that difficult to reach. Billions probably takes a bit of luck as well, as far as I'm concerned. But it's also, again, consistent work. And the same thing apply. Consistent work, never give up attitude, never give in, continue to try, even in the face of failure. Look at Ray Dalio. He called the market back in the 90s, 80s something, and he was making loads of money. He's calling every turn of market, and suddenly one of his predictions went sour and blew up his whole account. I think he lost like $1 billion or something. And he had to go back, and I was in 40s or something, in his 40s something, and then go and sleep on mommy's homes on the couch again. After you make loads of money, after you very publicly calling things out, losing face, lost all your company, all the money, to lay all your people off, so to speak, all your employees off, and have to regroup and rethink. But you never give up. Now you got more money than before, 5 or 6 billion or something. But you never give up. So don't worry about blowing account, but do learn from it and do expect it. So if you're blowing the account, try to make it small. Okay, you blow up it, fine. Take time, lick your wound, restock, regroup, go again and again. This is a long-term thing, trend following. Remember the turtles. Baby step count, small little step count, and longevity. Survival first. Survival of your account. People think about making money too much, and that's just the next thing. Survival. Well, I sort of link this together, blowing your account. It comes with survival. When you get better over time, you lose less and less of your money. Your instances of blowing up your entire account become much, much less. And now basically you just have to slowly grind it to find a way that works for you, that make your account survive. And risk management is very important, but also, mental management, and never get, too excited when you make money, or too down when you're not making money, that kind of thing. Consistent step. But, do not get scared that you got account blowing up and then you never come back. Those are people losers because they never come back. Those are the people that bad mouthing, about trading, because they didn't manage the risk. The expectation is wrong. They thought they can make money very quickly. They bought into the Kool-Aid of the financial environment, the financial industry, to say, hey, come and learn this system. Come and buy this course from me. In no time, you'll be a millionaire like me driving a Ferrari. Oh, sure. And just prove to me. You can go there and ask maybe those companies, say how many of your students are actually making money, and how many of them are driving Ferrari. Out of how many? There's some, definitely. But how often are you going to be one of those? There are thousands of people that fail. Some of them probably make some money. Look at Team Skype. You look at him, he's looking into penny shares and stuff. He got quite a lot of students there. But actually training to be your student become a millionaire themselves is few and far between, not many, because it takes a lot of commitment. Even though Tim himself makes lots of money, he try to train somebody to do it. It takes time, and not everybody makes it. Lots of people fail. So take stock on that. When you broaden your account, don't be too harsh on yourself. The main thing is never give up. Next, of course, is the other thing I have is about impatience, which I talked a bit about before. Trend following is take a long time in nature, and you don't have to trade every day, and you become impatient because you see your friends making money doing day trading. It's a different methodology overall, being impatient it is sort of things, trait that a lot of people has, especially now day and age of, you want something, buy on credit. You want something now, buy now. Pay over 6 months, 12 months, that sort of stuff. That make you want things now. In those days when we're growing up, we save up to buy a TV, to buy a computer, to buy some toys that you want. Nowadays, people say, "Oh, buy on credit." The society, the way that we work in society, make us very much impatient, especially in Western world. But now, due to globalization, everybody is the same. Doesn't matter if you're Chinese or Japanese, you're drinking a similar old Kool-Aid as Americans, just buy on credit. The older generation probably don't do that because that's been pounded onto them. But the newer generations, like the 20s, 30s, they got used to it, buying on credit. Just charge it on a credit card. Who's going to pay for it later time? Oh, I can spend it over 12 months, fine. Just charge it over time, they got lots of debts. But, this impatience to basically make you to buy things now, have things now, everything now, in your face now, attitude is very bad for traders, for any system, for as far as I'm concerned. They're so impatient. They don't wait for their own setup, whatever setup it is. And they just want to force trade and just want to do it now. They want to quickly, they want to become millionaire. They want to do this and do that now. Anybody with successful skill in any walks of life, it takes time to mature. You want to become best chef, it takes time to hone your skill. Become a best engineer, it takes time to develop that skill. It takes time to mature. You become a best painter or best singer, it takes time. Look at Lady Gaga. I love her music. But you look at her earlier videos. Look at how long it took her to become, everybody now household name, so to speak, in the music industry. She come out and suddenly her voice is, it's already there, already made without any work. No, she spent lots of time working her voice, working her craft, working her presentation, working how she sing, how wonderful she is now. It takes time. And how many people actually got videos or talk about how she grew up, how she faced failures? In one of the episodes, I think it's on YouTube somewhere, he's touring and everybody thinks he's making money, but it's not true, he's not making money at all. But his name is out there. And he's going to continue. Those are the type of things you face that's not shown in front of people. And she continues to have the patience, she build it up, we stalk, we group, think how she can move forward and so forth and become much better. Look at her. I'm sure she's going to face problems in future, just like all of us, and she have that mindset to do things, over time and make things better for her. And she was never impatient. She takes stock, she never give up. She continue, become what she is. So try not to be impatient, man. And I think that's one of the main things for me. And the other thing is, this is just for myself. You might disagree with me totally on this one, okay? And this is number 10. To all the DIY, the do-it-yourself people, I think we ought to think again to having a mentor. I mean, I've done the mentorship and things, and then done the DIY period myself. I found the money that you think you spend on mentoring is expensive. Think of how many accounts you blow up, how many losses that you have made, and how many accounts you kill your accounts, and emotional pain and stuff to try to find your ways through a jungle. Just it's very much like you're going through a jungle and you have no guide, you have to go through yourself. If a guide, a local guy who have gone through the jungle before and in out of the jungle like nobody's business every day, with that guy you can save your time. Without a guide, you can't. You have to find your way through. So it's just like here. It's just myself over time, spend all this money, learning on myself, blowing up loads of accounts, and then finally realize, I need some help. One thing is about man, especially for man, our ego. I can figure this out. There's loads of videos out there. But does anybody take your hands through about how things should work? And anybody out there might should make you accountable to yourself? At the moment you do yourself, nobody accountable except yourself, to yourself, But you have somebody who have gone through before. They make you accountable. They give you the good habits. They show you the pothole, so to speak, in your growing up journey, in your trading, trading journey. It cuts years. The time is more precious than the money that you spend on getting a mentorship, sign up for mentorship, or find a mentor to help you. The books and stuff, it comes. You need to read those books. The trading itself, making mistakes, it comes. Yeah, but the mentoring to short circuit your learning curves, save you time, save you money over time. I mean, as a DIY myself, before I took mentorship, getting people mentoring me, it took me a long time to come to this conclusion. The money that I spent is much lower on mentorship than the account, and the money that I lost while I'm trying to figure my own way out. So all this, if you find a reputable mentor out there who have gone through before, not just yapping, opening a bit of books and never trade themselves, it's just my view, actually have, done the trading themselves, then they know the emotional problems that people face, the laziness inside us, the accountability that can help you to create, is worth every penny. But a lot of good traders out there don't want to mentor people. They want to concentrate on trading. It takes time to find people who teach you. And also, the other thing people need to watch on getting a mentor is, to me anyway, there's mentor and there's mentors. And there's people out there and different people out there. Okay, you have to find a good mentor that actually work for you. That's fit your personality. It's like kissing frogs and trying to find a prince. It takes time. So a lot of people find some mentor and find it doesn't work for them, and then they stop. They go back to DIY themselves and try to self-develop. Okay, fine, but they forget the fact that you might be ready for a teacher, but a teacher might not be your cup of tea. There's chemistry, person-to-person chemistry, just like workplace. Some manager or some coworker you work with really well, others you don't. So same thing for mentoring. Some people just, work very well together, others don't. And you just have to go and keep on trying. But once you find one, the one that fits you and basically mentally understand each other and understand methodology, it's the gold dust. It's good because it helps you to develop yourself relatively quicker than try to do it yourself. You save a lot of time and your path is, much straighter. You still have lots of learning curve to do, and you also have this mentor who is good. He would kick your ass. He'll make you accountable. Okay, you pay him to do a job, and he's doing his job. He will kick your ass when you are not doing things correctly. And I think that's a good thing, having people kicking your ass. A lot of us, myself included, quite lazy, not really accountable to ourselves. Need a bit of push. Having a mentor here, it really helps. And also that mentor will not just give you what they have learned, but also the contacts. You can use the contacts, get to know other traders as well. So trading could be a very lonely business, but mentors can help you to reach out to other people, learn how experience how they do and how they actually get themselves up as well. Learning from other people's mistakes is good. And the mentor over time, not just a business transaction, it become your friend. and you can bounce ideas off each other. I mean, good mentor doesn't mind, asking them questions, even though you don't pay them. Over time, they know you're serious, and they're willing to help. A lot of traders out there, good traders out there, are willing to help if you have a genuine problem. But of course, they learn all this experience through their own hardship, falling, failing, losing money, and they pick themselves continuing. Their time worth money. So this is for me anyway. I think, you think paying somebody, say, okay, $5,000, maybe $10,000, I don't know. My one is around the 5K area. You think that is expensive? Yeah, by the face of it, it's expensive. For some people, that's my account size. But at least that shows you exactly what needs to be done, and short-circuit your learning curve. You do it yourself, I can tell you can lose thousands more, tens of thousands, maybe 100,000 more. So, but this is just personal thing. I personally think, one of the main mistakes that new traders have is, especially for mine, we just let it do ourselves. We're macho, we can do it ourselves. We don't need to ask questions, just like we lost. We don't need them out. Oh, I remember this. But like your woman most of the time get this, your man, your life, say, your woman more logical thinking, say, hey, stop here, ask the guy on the road who might be around here, ask them. Stop and ask. Stop and check out. Stop and look at the map. Man, no. I do it myself. I can do better. I don't need to ask anybody. I can do better. So that's my final take on it. That's my top 10 basically. But of course, I need to say this. This 10 or next 10 that come in next episode doesn't come in priority, so to speak. Just my 10 today. This 10 I want to talk in this episode, and then I want to talk another 10, the most common one, in my next episode. So I hope you learned something today, and I hope this podcast teach you something, and you want to learn a bit more about this, and you want to reach out to me and talk, and just email me. You can reach out through my website and stuff, and if you like this podcast, pass it along. If you think other people can learn from it, pass it along. Let them know. This whole thing about this podcast is teaching, helping each other, and enjoy yourself and stay healthy. Bye for now.